and I will never, ever pay Honda $150 when I can get it for $30. Alrighty, so I recently put in an OEM parts haul from Honda, and I got most of the order, and I also made a bit of a up. Some bits and pieces I've been meaning to order, and look, I haven't even taken them out yet. Oops, hope that wasn't important. A lot of it wasn't as expensive as I was fearing, but there was one item that I stuffed up on the order that was, I'll never order that OEM part again, but I'll get to that in a minute. So after I had the crash where this happened, I bent the foot pegs and I ended up snapping off the little ball on the end of the lever. Hey, why is it so hard to open? So this is of course the replacement lever for the front brake, and I snapped this part off here. Now I couldn't just use any old generic part for this because of course this also actuates the combined braking system. There's a little, can we see in there? So I expect it's going to be a little bit tricky to put together. This is one of those things I put off ordering because I thought, oh, it's going to be expensive and all I'm missing is the ball, and it still works, not a problem. The front brake lever cost me $11.47. The main thing I ordered was a replacement foot peg. This is of course the foot peg bar that goes under the entire bike, and it should be relatively simple to put together. There's only 4 bolts holding the whole thing on, but there's a few, you look at all these hooks, and there's a few springs and triggers that hook into there that I'm going to have to be mindful of. But I don't expect that, let me put that down, I don't expect that to be too difficult to replace, maybe just a little bit fiddly. I may or may not have to remove the exhaust to put this on, but we'll figure that out when I get the bike. Now, one of my stuff-ups was when I ordered a replacement foot peg. Now, I thought I was ordering 2 at once, when in fact I was only ordering one, a replacement foot peg. And that, of course, it will just slide on there, and it appears, can we see that shape there? There we go. I might be able to jam something in there to help stretch it open. I will end up having to take the undamaged one off the old bar and put it on, but I'm looking forward to having a non-munted up foot peg back on the bike. When I did crash, one of these bars bent back with the force of the bike landing on it. So I would have preferred to have ordered 2 of these at once, but I ordered off the website and I didn't understand what I was looking at basically, and I ordered one of everything instead of where I needed multiples. Now, the foot pegs, the entire bar, I thought that was going to be the most expensive thing on the list. $35.07. And the rubber step, $3.58. That's not where it got expensive. A while ago, I burnt out the clutch and I bought a generic set of clutch pads, which have been in the bike for about 5,000 or 6,000 kilometres. Now, The OEM clutch pads, there are two separate part numbers, one for the outside pads and one for the inside. As it happens, I've only got one clutch pad sitting here. I'm not going to tear it out of the packet because I don't need it right away. What I did was I ended up only ordering one of these and one more for the inside. I thought I was getting two in a packet because this single clutch plate, $62.31. Now the interior, like the middle two clutch pads are the middle clutch pads are $13.05. What I can't understand is what the difference is for these outer ones than the middle ones. The middle one's only costing $13. So why is this single clutch plate worth $62? And I actually argued with the Honda dealer about that being a ridiculous price for one clutch pad, and they weren't budging. So let me just bring up my calculator here. Now this is without the steels that go in between the clutch plates. Just for the friction plates alone is 62 and 31 times 2 and 1305, which is $26.10. Just for the friction pads, Honda wants to charge $152.72. When I ordered the generic pads, I paid $35 for them. And I went looking again and found them for $30. So let's go 152 divided by $30. For the price of OEM clutch pads from Honda, I can get 5 full sets of generic clutch pads, which even if they only lasted the 5,000 kilometers they've been in, it would be worth it, and I would buy them up like they're going out of fashion. But the fact is that they don't need replacing yet. I only ordered these to have them for when I did need to replace the generic clutch pads. And I will tell you right now, I will use this and the other one I haven't got because it's coming from overseas. There's a couple of extra little bits on the order that I don't have yet. But I will use these two plates, but I will order a $30 set of generic friction plates. And I will never, ever pay Honda $150 when I can get it for $30. So what am I missing? I'm missing a $13 friction plate and a little locking clip for one of the indicators. That's fine. What I can't for the life of me figure out is why these outside clutch pads are different. They look identical to the generic ones I bought. So even if you were ordering OEM, why wouldn't you just get 4 of the $13 clutch pads and be done with it? Why pay $62 each, $124 for 2 clutch pads? I don't get it, Honda. I don't get it. Why would you spend $62 on a single clutch pad when I replaced the entire clutch basket for less than $40 last time I did it? My advice, now normally I say don't do what Nick does. My advice here is buy yourself a set of clutch pads. You're going to need to replace them eventually. Don't pay more than $35 for it. Just don't. What did I say the interior ones were? $13.05 times 4. Even if you ordered 4 middle 2 pads, it's only coming to $52.20. So if you insisted on using the OEM pads, buy the $13 ones, for crying out loud. There is no reason, there's no practical difference between those two pads. And when it does come in, I'm told February next year, which is why I ordered them before I needed them. When I do get that other single interior friction pad, I will compare them. I will measure them. I will compare their width. The generic kits come with 5 friction pads and 4 steels. The CB125F only takes 4 pads and 3 steels. So for the price of a single set of OEM friction pads, you can get 5 packs of generic clutch pads, which will end up being 6 clutch pad changes. Why wouldn't you? So yeah, my next couple of videos are going to be replacing the foot pegs and the brake lever on the bike. But I just wanted to record this video and just have a bit of a bitch about Honda and their ridiculous price for these clutch pads. It doesn't make sense to me. Everything else in the parts lineup was surprisingly cheap. I mean, I have my itemized list here. Top one, it says lever R stugger handle, whatever the fuck that means. The brake lever was $11.47. The locking clip, which I don't have yet, was for the rear indicator, 36 cents. Those 2 clutch pads, the interior one $13, the exterior one $62. The bar, which surprised me the most of all, was only $35, and the main step was less than $4. This surprised me. If you've got a bent foot peg, you can repair it for less than 40 bucks. And I didn't pay shipping because I elected to go and pick it up from the local Honda shop. Now, my nearest Honda bike dealer is almost an hour down the road, but for the cost of a bit of fuel, there's not much left for me to do, really. The bike is completely empty of fuel after my last big ride. So I can't afford to ride anywhere, even if I go ahead and put these parts on today. The thing I love about my little Honda is that I've done all the service work myself. Anything that's broken, I've fixed. Anything that needs replacing, I've replaced. And I've taught myself how to do that. Aside from building the motorized bikes, I'd never worked on a motorcycle before in my life. Granted, there wasn't a lot out about this bike when I bought it, but I taught myself as much as I could, as much as I thought I needed to before attempting a job by myself, especially replacing that clutch pad, or those clutch pads, I should say, when I destroyed them. And of course, we're still in second gear here. And I'm using the clutch, the throttle, and the rear brake. Whoop, foot down, fail. It's always on the lefters that I put the foot down. Alright, I think I'm wearing out my clutch, to be honest. I won't know what I can or can't do unless I try it. And so far, with a bit of perseverance, my bike is running fantastically. I'd never adjusted valves on a motorbike until I did it last time. The best thing about this being a Honda is that the parts are easy to get for it. It's a really easy bike to work on. And if you can get over the fact that it's only got 10 horsepower and as slow as a wet week, it's a fantastic bike to ride. Yeah. That'll do for now. Let me know what you want me to fix first, the foot pegs or the brake lever, I guess. I don't really care. I've got to do them both anyway. But let me know what you want to see first. Yeah, we'll see you in the next one.